In today's video, we will just have a recap of what are all the things included in enterprise structure, and what are all the settings in global settings of financial accounting, and what are the configurations required to post a document. So let us first just have a look what are all included in enterprise structure. In enterprise structure financial accounting, we will have company, credit control area, company code, business area, functional area, maintain consolidation business area, financial management area, segment, and profit center. These are all the things will be there in enterprise structure, and each and everything is called an organizational unit. So there is no need to get confused of what are all the organizational units in this enterprise structure. For FI, the organizational units are company, organizational units in enterprise structure are: number 1, company; number 2, company code, credit control area, business area, functional area, segment and profit center. Segment and profit center. So based on all these things, we can generate reporting. So that is the main purpose of these organizational units. So being the highest level, we can generate reports based on, see, this is financial management area. So based on the company code, credit control area, and based on each and every organizational units, we can generate reporting. So these are all the organizational units in FI. Normally segment and profit center, okay, this is new GL accounting activation concept, segment, and even we will be giving profit center in that. So moving on to global settings. Global settings in FI. So after checking the organizational units in the enterprise structure, now we will move on to the global settings in SAP. So you can see the nodes are totally different. In enterprise structure, we have seen all the company code. This one in financial accounting, we have seen all the organizational units in enterprise structure. Now the node is totally different, and we will go to financial accounting. Financial accounting global settings, and in financial accounting global settings, we can check ledgers. So in ledgers, so fields, yesterday we have created field status variant and assigned company code to that field status variant. This is the global setting, means any of the company codes can use this field status variant. And moving on to fiscal year and posting periods, even this we even this we have checked fiscal year and posting period. We have created our fiscal year variant and assigned to our company code, and posting periods we have created the posting period and assigned it to company code, and even we have opened and closed the posting period. So yesterday we have checked all these things. These are all under global settings. So now we will check what is under document. So under document type, document number ranges, and under document number ranges define posting keys, and we will check the tolerance groups in this video. Let us move on to document types. So now we check regarding document types. So document types are used while we post a document. So in each document, in the document header, we can see the document type. By the document type, you can say that this document is related to asset, this document is related to customer or vendor, or this is just a general ledger document. So based on the document type, you will identify the document. So let us check document types. So by seeing this, we can tell AA means asset posting, AB is a general entry document. So AF are related to depreciation postings, AD accruals or deferrals, AN net asset posting, so CO controlling postings. So the main document types: DA customer document, DZ customer credit memo, DR customer invoice, DZ customer payment. So in real time, by just seeing the document type, we can tell this might be the debit and this might be the credit for this document. That's how we can remember the accounting transaction based on the document type. So if we check one of the document type details, we can see the information, related information to the document type. So this document type has the number range 01. So there is no reverse document type. If you maintain any reverse document type, so when we reverse this document, the reversed document will be posted to the document type which is mentioned in this field. So account types allowed. So when you post an entry through this document type, all these kinds of account types are allowed through posting. It is assets, customers, vendor, material, and even negative postings permitted. So we need to have, we are assigning the number range information in document type. So number range information here directly we can check from here. So as of now we didn't create any number range information, number ranges to our company code T009. So let us copy from standard company code. Let us copy the number ranges from standard company code to our company code. Company code was copied to 009. Let us check whether it is copied or not. So all the number ranges which were in standard company code was copied to our company code. So now we will save this. So it will get saved to our company code. If we discuss more about document types are defined at the client level. So document types apply to all company codes. This same document type can be used by all the company codes. So document type key is used to classify accounting documents and distinguish between business transactions to be posted. So SAP standard system delivers the standard document types. So we can use this standard document types or define new document types as per our business requirements. So what actually the document type determines? It determines number ranges for the documents, and also it controls the account types which are allowed for postings. For example, assets, customers, vendors, material. So what kind of account types are allowed in this document type? And also document type that to be used for reversal posting. As I discussed before, we can determine the reversal document type. So if we want, we can create our new document type as per the business requirement. So this is document type. Here we enter the number range. This is the reverse document type, and here number range information which I showed before. So these are all the account types allowed, and this is the control data. So intercompany postings, negative postings, enter trading partner. So required during document entry, reference number, document header, text. So when I was working before in ECC, in our previous client, I always see the reference number is always any required entry. So we can check here in the document type. So what kind of documents this reference number is required. So if we check this box, so reference number is a mandatory field for that particular document type. Let us move on to document number ranges. Actually, we have copied the number ranges from standard company code. Let us see what actually the document number ranges looks like. So if we want to discuss about a number ranges, these are defined at the specific interval in which documents should be created in SAP, and document number ranges depends upon company code. So if we take our example, so if you have observed, we have given the company code when we entered into the number interval screen. So it means the number ranges are dependent on company code. This is not at client level. So you can define number ranges individually for each company code. And we can assign one or more document types to each number range. So this number range can be assigned. If you take for example 01, this number range can be assigned to more than one document type. Maybe you can use it for 01, AB, DR. You can assign it to more than one document type. So the number range becomes effective by the document type specified in document entry and posting. So whatever the document type we give while posting the entry, so that document type will specify which number range it has to post. So the main point to remember is the number ranges can be, a single number range can be assigned to one or more document type. But as we have seen, the document type will have only one number range. So we have seen here the number ranges are dependent on company code, but the document types are at client level. So if we see the details, the number ranges here, nowhere the company code is assigned to the document type, so it is in client level. So number ranges are defined at company code level. Even you can copy number range from company code to company code. So just we will give the number range and the year. Actually number ranges are year dependent. So for each year you have to you have to update the number ranges. You have to copy the number ranges. So every fiscal year starts with fresh number ranges. If we see the number range once again, you can see the year specified in here, specified in this. So if it is 9999, then no need to create or update number ranges for each fiscal year. If we specify the specific year in this number field, then we have to update our number ranges. So this will be an year-end activity. So even we can copy number ranges to fiscal year. So just to know the transaction codes of document type and document number ranges, the transaction code for document type is OBA7 and document number ranges it is FPN1. So remember the document type is at client level, so all the company codes can use the document type, and document number ranges is at company code level. So we will specify number ranges for each and every company code. So posting keys. Posting keys again I think it should be at client level. It is like it is a 2-digit number key which it determines whether it is a debit line item or credit line item. So if you see here 01, it is an invoice document, and if you select 01 while posting the document, it will pop up the customer debit, and you can see the posting reversal key for 01 is 12. So standard SAP delivers standard posting keys. You can use the standard posting and modify or change as per the organization requirements. So what actually posting key controls? Posting key controls the entries in a line item of the document. So what actually it determines? It determines the account type to post. So that means the amount should be posted on the debit side or the credit side. So it determines the debit or credit, and also what kind of account type it is, whether it is a customer, vendor, GL account, assets or material. So just to memorize the keys, I have found some. So based on this, just we have seen 01. 01 is nothing but customer debit and it's an invoice. So like that we can see the posting key. 2 is for reverse credit memo, customer debit. 3 is for bank charges, customer bank charges, customer other receivables, customer outgoing payment, and 6 is for customer payment difference, 7 other clearing, 8 payment clearing. So like this we can by heart, if you want to remember what actually no need to by heart, but just to have an remember in our mind. So see it starts with 1 to 18 for customer debit and customer credit, and 40-50 the famous posting keys for general ledger accounting, and for stock related item GL debit and GL credit. So for GL, so these will be the posting keys, and for asset again 70-75 again the famous posting keys. For material 89 and 99, material gets debited, stock goes out and stock comes in. These are the posting keys. And for the vendor, these are the posting keys, and transaction code for posting key is OB41. let us discuss about transporting the number range intervals. Normally in real time, most of the times we don't transport the number ranges. This is because if we transport the number ranges from one development to quality, quality to production, the complete table will be transported and not just the new number range we create. So there might be a chance that it overwrites the existing data with the test environment. So creating number range directly in the production system is a suggestible thing in production. So what should we, if we are thinking to transport the number ranges from development to quality and quality to production, then definitely we need to recheck whether whether all the data in the systems are in sync. Then only we can transport that to. It cannot be transported as with the same like company code configuration. So number ranges should be transported individually in or imported individually in each and every system. It's like APN1. So if we go here and if we check our number range interval, we can see here interval transport. So in each and every environment we have to import the data from the transport if we are doing through the transport management system. So but it is recommended that to create number ranges manually in the system. If we want to transport the data, then definitely we need to check the sync, data sync or similar kind of data in each and every system. Then only we can transport the number ranges. So that's all for today. Please let me know in comments if I need to change the way what I am explaining, or if you need any detailed explanation of any topic or whatever it might be. Can you people who watch this video, please update me in the comments so I can improve on my videos.